Hi everyone, welcome back to Law with Jin, your go-to channel for understanding legal concepts and cases from the UK. I'm Jin, currently studying A-levels, and today we're going to be going over one of the most famous cases in UK law, R versus Secretary of State exiting the European Union from the year 2017. This case is famous for its impact on the Brexit process and the principle of parliamentary sovereignty. Let's get started. First, let's understand what statute law is about. Statute law consists of written laws enacted by the UK Parliament, the Scottish Parliament, the Welsh Parliament, and the Northern Ireland Assembly. These laws are created through formal legislative processes and are considered primary sources of law, taking precedence over common law. Statute law provides the legal framework within which our society operates, covering everything from criminal offences to administrative procedures. Statute law is essential because it clearly defines legal rights and responsibilities. It offers a structured and predictable legal system, ensuring that laws are accessible and can be uniformly applied. It also reflects the will of elected representatives, embodying democratic principles. In the UK, Acts of Parliament are the most common form of statute law, but statutory instruments and other forms of delegated legislation also have significant roles. In the UK, the process of making statute law involves many different stages. A proposed law or bill must be debated and accepted by both houses of Parliament, the House of Commons and the House of Lords, and then receive royal assent from the monarch to become a law. This rigorous process ensures thorough scrutiny and debate, contributing to well-considered legislation. Now, let's dive into the case. R versus the Secretary of State for exiting the European Union. In 2016, the UK held a referendum where the majority of people voted to leave the European Union, a process you may know as Brexit, intended to trigger Article 50 of the Treaty on the European Union, formally starting the exit process. Article 50 sets out the procedure for a member state to withdraw from the EU, including a 2-year timeline for negotiations. However, a crucial legal question arose. Could Article 50 be triggered by the government using its prerogative powers, or did it require parliamentary approval? Gina Miller, an investment manager and philanthropist, brought a legal challenge that the government could not initiate the withdrawal process without parliamentary approval. Miller contended that leaving the EU would affect domestic laws and rights, which Parliament alone has the power to change. The government's position was that it could use its prerogative powers, historically vested in the monarch and used by the ministers, to trigger Article 50 without requiring parliamentary authorization. The High Court initially heard the case and ruled in favor of Gina Miller, stating that the government could not trigger Article 50 without parliamentary approval. The government appealed the decision, leading to a landmark judgment by the Supreme Court in January of 2017. The Supreme Court upheld the High Court's ruling by an 8-3 majority, affirming that the government could not trigger Article 50 without an Act of Parliament. The court emphasized the principle of parliamentary sovereignty, which holds that only Parliament can make or unmake laws which affect our domestic rights. The judgment reinforced that significant constitutional changes require parliamentary scrutiny and approval. The court stated the fundamental change to the constitutional arrangements of the United Kingdom brought about by the European Communities Act of 1972 could not be undone without the involvement of Parliament. This decision led to the European Union Act of 2017, which gave the government legal authority to trigger Article 50. This case had a profound impact on UK constitutional law, as well as on the Brexit process. It underscored the importance of parliamentary sovereignty, ensuring that significant decisions affecting the country's legal framework cannot be made unilaterally by the executive. This case also highlighted the role of the judiciary in upholding constitutional values and protecting the rights of citizens against executive overreach. Here are some key takeaways from the case. 1. This case reaffirmed that Parliament is the supreme legal authority and must be involved in significant constitutional changes. 2. It demonstrated the role of the judiciary in reviewing executive actions to ensure they comply with constitutional principles. 3. The judgment set a precedent for the limits of executive power in the UK emphasizing the need for parliamentary authorization for significant decisions. 4. This case directly impacted the Brexit process, ensuring that Parliament had a say in the decision to leave the EU. Now, if you're studying this case or similar legal principles, here are a few tips. 1. Start by understanding the legal and political context of this case, including the Brexit referendum and the role of Article 50. 2. Look at the Supreme Court's reasoning and the legal principles applied. Which arguments did the judges find persuasive? 3. Consider the broader implications of the case on parliamentary sovereignty and executive power. 4. Compare this case with other landmark cases and see how legal principles evolve over time. Thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you found it insightful and engaging. What did you think about the case? Do you agree with the court's decision? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for future legal insights and case breakdowns. Let's make law accessible and engaging for everyone. See you in the next video.